pick. Let's talk about Bill Belichick's landing spot. Proppy, I'm going to start with you again. I mean, this is really interesting because I think the conventional wisdom at this point, and I've heard from kind of trusted sources like Michael Lombardi. I listened to his podcast, and he was pretty adamant about the fact that Bill Belichick wants to coach. This is what he does, and he's going to come back. We got the Falcons as the favorite to land Bill Belichick, then the Chargers, then it's my Commanders at plus 600, the Titans, and then there's an option for any other NFL team. And let's be honest, there could be a team with a coach that seems like he's in pretty good shape. When Bill Belichick is on the doorstep, all of a sudden, it might not look so good for that coach. So I think any other team at plus 600 is at least interesting. But Proppy, before I go to you, I will say that not every state has these odds. So just keep that in mind. If your state doesn't have this, it's more of a fun exercise than a betting one. But Proppy, if you had to bet this, where would you go?
Yes, yeah, I like where you're at regarding, a team not listed here. I do think, even my Philadelphia Eagles could potentially emerge. You have other viable teams as well who have yet to make the decision regarding their coaching, the outlook for the offseason as far as the coach is concerned. So, yeah, I definitely think some other options are in play. As far as the teams listed, I think the Falcons just make so much sense when you have an owner like Arthur Blank who will hand the whole entire reins over to Bill Belichick, just allowing him to have or assume full control of personnel decisions. So I really think the Falcons make a lot of sense from that standpoint, having an owner like that who is hands-off and who will trust Bill Belichick. Also, the roster of Atlanta, you have a very young nucleus. You have 3 top 10 skill position players, potentially elite offensive weapons. We obviously know, in Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Bijan Robinson they're a quarterback away from being, a truly explosive, really good offense. So the defense played well this season in spurts there. So yeah, I think the Falcons just make so much sense as a potential landing spot. Checks all the boxes for me.
All right. And by the way, Mike McClure is in the chat. Bradley Jacobs, I'm not even sure what he's referring to, but he says, this is why Mike McClure is the best in the business. Again, I don't even know the context, but I know that's an appropriate comment. So good for you, Bradley Jacobs, for doling out the obvious. By the way, me and Mike and Meg Shop will be on Fantasy Football Today DFS, giving out our favorite DFS plays for the NFL divisional round. So that's at 11 o'clock on the Fantasy Football Today YouTube channel. So please come join us for that. Danny Brasco, where do we like Bill Belichick to land?
I got to agree with Proppy. It's probably the Atlanta Falcons. Reports are saying that he wants to go to a team that has youth and has talent, but needs development. That's sort of the ideal Belichick building situation. And also, look, it's the shortest odds, so it's sort of a boring pick. But I got to think to myself, if you're Bill Belichick, you want to go into a new situation, go take a look at the NFC South. Is there a more winnable division by picking any young rebuild team? Belichick could go in there with a couple broken toys and win the division. So I like him to go Atlanta. Throw the bankroll at Bill. Maybe he brings Bill O'Brien with him, run the offense. So, yeah, give me Bill Belichick to the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that too. Buckets, I'm going to kick it to you. And I just want to say, Mike McClure, he says a reminder that the DFS show isn't just DFS. That's true. It's a lot of sides, totals, props, and futures talk in there as well. I try to queue everything up I can in that. Usually it's about 45 minutes to 55 minutes of talk for Mike McClure to just dole out as much information as he can. And of course, I try to dole out as much information as I can. I actually took down a tournament last week, first place out of 2,400. So that one felt good. We'll have a nice show at 11 o'clock. Buckets, you got an answer for this one?
I don't think I have an answer, Sia, mainly because I don't know who Will Belichick is. So I think I should just sit this one out and, save everyone the time there.
Will Belichick. That's amazing.